Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to tackle a phrase that feels like it's been around forever, right? It's kind of whispered in high school hallways. You see it plastered across blogs every single summer.
Oh.
The freshman 15.
Oh, yeah. That one.
You know the one?
Yeah.
It's always painted as this, like, inevitable weight gain that's just waiting for you the moment you step onto a college campus.
Like it comes with the dorm key.
Exactly. Like your dorm room key comes prepackaged with an extra 15 pounds.
Yeah.
It really does sound like a threat, doesn't it?
It totally does. And that framing is so unhelpful.
It really is. This idea, it isn't just some casual warning anymore. It's become like a cornerstone of diet culture that, frankly, just creates so much unnecessary anxiety.
Yeah, and body image stress.
Right. During what is already one of the biggest, most exciting, but yeah, also most overwhelming transitions of your life that just looms over you.
A shadow, like you said.
Yeah, a shadow on what should be a really bright new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But what if I told you that the freshman 15 is, well, for the most part, a myth?
A big one.
And that focusing obsessively on that number, the dreaded 15, is actually like the absolute worst way to approach your health and happiness in college.
Couldn't agree more.
So today, we're going to ditch the scale entirely. We're moving beyond the numbers, diving into a body-positive approach to, healthy weight management.
Which is so neat.
This isn't about restriction.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not about shrinking yourself down. It's about building sustainable habits. Habits that help you feel energized, focused, and genuinely good in your own skin, ready to tackle this incredible new chapter.
Right.
So our mission for this deep dive is really to equip you with knowledge that empowers, not frightens.
And that shift in perspective, from fear to empowerment, it's absolutely crucial. Really understanding why your body might adapt or change during this period, which, by the way, it naturally will. That's the key.
Okay.
That's the key to building real lasting wellness. It's about cultivating habits that serve your overall well-being, far beyond just managing a number on the scale.
Right.
When you understand the underlying mechanisms, the why behind it all, you can make informed choices that truly support you, rather than just, reacting to all that societal pressure and noise.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We have to start by, taking a wrecking ball to the very foundation of this long-standing myth.
Let's do it.
The freshman 15 isn't some scientific guarantee, right? It's not an inevitable biological process that suddenly kicks in the moment you sign up for your first college class.
Not at all. It's a powerful narrative, yes, but it's largely a fictional one when you look at the actual data. That's precisely it. When researchers actually conduct rigorous studies, tracking thousands and thousands of first-year students, what they consistently find is dramatically different from that popular narrative that's been drilled into us.
Okay, so what do they find?
Research actually shows that the average weight gain for first-year students is closer to a much more modest 3 to 5 pounds.
3 to 5. Not 15.
3 to 5, not 15. Now think about that for a moment. That's a substantial reduction from that inflated kind of fear-mongering number.
Huge difference.
It really is. It means the narrative you've probably heard, the one that causes so much dread and anxiety, is largely exaggerated and, frankly, misleading.
And just knowing that real number, that average of 3 to 5 pounds, that must have such a powerful psychological impact, right?
Absolutely.
Because suddenly it's not this monumental, scary thing you have to fight against, this impossible battle you're doomed to lose.
Right. It takes the pressure off.
It immediately reduces that intense anxiety for you, the listener, who might be heading into this new chapter with that weight literally hanging over your head. It totally reframes the entire expectation. It transforms this overwhelming dread into, well, a natural, potentially manageable adjustment.
Absolutely. It helps normalize what is, frankly, a completely expected physiological adaptation. And you know what else is crucial to understand here? Some change in your body is not only normal, but it's expected when you undergo such a profound life transformation.
Okay, so change is normal.
Totally normal. Your body is incredibly adaptive. It's really a masterpiece of biological resilience. What you're experiencing in your first year of college is a massive, multifaceted lifestyle shift. It's not just one single thing.
Right.
It's a confluence of factors all hitting at once, creating a completely new environment for your whole system to navigate.
Exactly.
Right.
We're talking about your entire routine getting flipped upside down.
Yeah.
Your sleep schedule, for instance.
Oh, definitely.
It's often completely different, right? Moving from maybe a structured home environment,
Yeah.
to late-night study sessions, new social rhythms, potentially way less consistent bedtimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember pulling all-nighters that sometimes turned into like 48-hour marathons during exam week.
Wow.
Felt like a badge of honor at the time, But looking back, my body definitely didn't see it that way.
Precisely. And those late nights, those irregular sleep patterns, they profoundly impact your body's delicate chemistry. It's not just about feeling tired.
Okay.
When you're not getting enough quality restorative sleep, your body isn't just tired, it's actively altering its hormonal balance.
How so?
Well, specifically, it can mess with two really key hormones. Ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, which increases, telling your brain to eat more, and leptin, the satiety hormone, which decreases. So your body struggles to recognize when it's actually full.
So it's a double whammy.
Is a total double whammy. This can lead to increased appetite and often a stronger desire for more calorie-dense, maybe less nutritious foods, even if your body doesn't truly need the extra energy.
Right.
Your body isn't just trying to adapt to less sleep, it's actively trying to compensate for what it perceives as an energy deficit.
Yeah.
And that compensation can show up as increased hunger and potentially changes in weight.
Okay, that makes sense. And then there's the new academic stress. That's another huge factor.
Huge.
Suddenly, you're facing this increased mental load, constant deadlines, intense performance pressure, maybe group projects for the first time, figuring out how to manage your own time completely.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole new level of intellectual and honestly emotional demand.
And this academic pressure ties directly into your body's stress response system. When you're under chronic stress, not just, a momentary burst before an exam, but persistent underlying tension.
Right, the day in, day out kind.
Exactly. Your body continuously releases hormones like cortisol. And this isn't just about feeling anxious. It has real measurable physiological impacts.
Like what?
Well, cortisol can influence where your body decides to store fat, often favoring the abdominal area, and it can also ramp up those cravings.
Oh, the stress-eating connection.
Precisely. Particularly for those high-sugar, high-fat comfort foods that offer that temporary, almost addictive sense of relief. Your body basically perceives this chronic stress as a kind of threat, and it's preparing for an emergency, which historically might have meant famine. So it starts holding on to energy reserves more readily.
Wow.
It's an old evolutionary mechanism that isn't really helpful when the threat is a looming term paper in the library.
And let's not forget the changed social life either. That's massive too.
Absolutely.
New peer groups, totally different social activities, often way less structured than you're used to back home.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, meals might become these big social events, or maybe you find yourself just grabbing food on the go between classes or activities instead of sitting down for a planned meal like you used to.
Right. Eating becomes secondary sometimes.
Yeah, and there's maybe pressure to go out with friends or try new things, and suddenly your routine is dictated by these external social cues as much as, or maybe even more than, your own internal hunger cues.
That social component is absolutely huge. Your eating patterns might shift dramatically. Maybe you go from 3 structured meals a day to more grazing, or late night snacking with friends becomes the norm.
Definitely remember the late night snacking.
Or even skipping meals altogether because you're just so immersed in social activities or you're cramming for a deadline.
Yeah.
And there's also that often unspoken element of peer influence, right? Where you might adapt your eating habits, consciously or not, to fit in with your new social circle, which can be positive or challenging depending on the habits of your friends. And just the sheer freedom, the lack of parental oversight in food choices is also a really significant factor here.
Oh, totally.
For many, it's the very first time they're entirely responsible for all their own food decisions day in, day out. And that alone can be pretty overwhelming.
And of course, the big one. The brand new food environment itself.
The landscape changes completely.
You're going from maybe mostly home-cooked meals, where your parents often controlled the pantry and the menu,
Right.
to an all-you-can-eat cafeteria, vending machines lurking around every corner, and just total freedom to choose whatever you want, whenever you want it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being a kid in a candy store. But the candy store has pizza, ice cream, unlimited soda.
And it's open almost 24/7.
Exactly. The novelty alone, especially at first, can lead to some interesting choices.
It's a massive shift in decision-making responsibility, like you said. At home, choices were often curated for you, or at least limited.
Right.
In college, you're suddenly faced with this overwhelming array of options. And sometimes, let's be honest, the most convenient or appealing choices might not be the most nutrient-dense ones.
Convenience is king sometimes.
It really is. And that novelty of freedom can also lead to experimentation, maybe some initial overconsumption as you're just exploring what's available. Plus, think about the psychology of the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, getting your money's worth.
Exactly. There's that inherent urge, conscious or not, to get your money's worth, which can easily lead to eating past comfortable fullness. So when you put it all together, the sleep changes, the stress, the social shifts, the food environment, your body is simply trying to adapt to all of these novel circumstances simultaneously.
Right. It's not failing.
Not at all. It's a natural, non-alarming process of physiological and behavioral adjustment to a completely new way of life. It's not a sign of failure, it's just a sign of a body responding, adapting to a drastically different environment.
Okay. So instead of fearing a number, instead of buying into this whole fear-mongering freshman 15 myth, we need to fundamentally reframe the entire conversation. Let's focus on genuine wellness, right? Not just on weight.
Yes.
Wellness is holistic.
Let's talk about feeling good, feeling energized, feeling sharp, and actually thriving during this time, rather than fixating on shrinking yourself or fitting into some arbitrary societal ideal.
It's really about optimizing your ability to learn, to grow, and to enjoy this really pivotal time in your life. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, I think. You know, when students feel sluggish or off balance in college, the immediate culprit everyone points to is the late-night pizza.
The usual suspect.
Right. And sure, that plays a role. We're not saying it doesn't at all. But the biggest culprits, the ones that often go unnoticed or maybe downplayed, aren't just about what you eat. It's often a combination of deeper, maybe more insidious factors that impact your body and mind in really profound ways, creating this kind of domino effect that can leave you feeling chronically drained or just off.
That's absolutely true. One of the primary yet often overlooked culprits is that really potent combination of chronic stress and pervasive sleep deprivation we touched on.
Right, the two big ones.
College is incredibly demanding. You're juggling intense academic rigor, often at a much higher level than you've ever experienced before. Navigating complex social pressures, fitting in, finding your place, and simultaneously trying to manage this newfound independence, often for the very first time, without that familiar safety net of home.
Yeah.
This isn't just a little bit of stress we're talking about. For many students, it's chronic, pervasive stress that can feel pretty inescapable some days. And when you're under this kind of pressure, this constant load, and you're not getting adequate restorative sleep.
It's common.
Very common. Your body's stress response system basically kicks into high gear and then struggles to turn off properly. It produces more cortisol, the primary stress hormone, which is essentially your body's built-in alarm system. Now, cortisol is designed for acute emergencies, right? To give you that burst of energy to fight or flee from an immediate threat.
Right, like a saber-toothed tiger back in the day.
Exactly. But when it's elevated chronically, like it often is in college, due to those persistent deadlines, financial worries, social anxieties, its effects become detrimental over time.
Right.
Well, consistently high cortisol levels can significantly increase your cravings, especially for those high-sugar and high-fat comfort foods. These foods provide a quick hit of dopamine in the brain, offering a temporary, often fleeting sense of relief from stress, but they often lead to a metabolic crash afterward, leaving you feeling worse.
Right, the sugar crash.
Exactly. And furthermore, elevated cortisol doesn't just make you crave these foods, it can actually signal your body to store fat, particularly around the midsection.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a survival mechanism. As if your body is preparing for a famine because of the perceived threat of chronic stress. It literally tells your body, hold on to those calories. Tough times might be ahead.
Wow. So that all-nighter you pulled to cram for a midterm isn't just hurting your grades because you're exhausted and can't think straight. It's literally impacting your physical and mental health by messing with your hormones, cranking up cravings, and potentially increasing your body's tendency to hold on to fat.
Precisely. It's a really vicious cycle.
It is. The stress of academics leads to poor sleep, which then makes the stress feel worse and negatively affects your food choices, all while making you feel less sharp and more sluggish.
Yeah.
I remember countless nights in college, fueled by instant coffee and whatever sugary snack I could find in the vending machine down the hall, convinced I was being super productive.
We've all been there.
Looking back, I was probably just making myself more stressed,
Yeah.
definitely less effective, and creating this hormonal environment that was totally working against me.
Hmm.
It's kind of brutal irony, isn't it?
It really is. That's a perfect example of those hidden costs we don't always connect. Prioritizing sleep is not a luxury in college.
Right.
It is honestly one of the most powerful and fundamental forms of self-care you can possibly engage in.
Foundational.
Absolutely foundational. It directly impacts your ability to manage stress effectively, to make more mindful food choices, to think clearly, to consolidate memories, which is pretty important for studying, and even to regulate your mood day to day. It's the absolute bedrock for almost everything else. And, even in a chaotic college schedule, sometimes just finding consistency with your wake-up time, even trying on weekends.
Really? Even on weekends?
It can act as a more powerful sleep anchor for regulating your circadian rhythm than trying to sleep in massively to catch up on lost hours, which often just messes things up more.
Interesting. Okay. And then we have to talk about the second major culprit you mentioned. Navigating that completely new food landscape.
The buffet effect.
Yeah. You've gone from what was likely a fairly controlled, maybe mostly home-cooked meal environment
Right.
to this all-you-can-eat cafeteria situation,
Yeah.
vending machines lurking in every single hallway, and just total, utter freedom to choose whatever you want, whenever you want.
Freedom and abundance.
Yeah, that's a huge shift in personal autonomy, and it can be incredibly tempting and honestly pretty overwhelming at first. It's a sudden, almost dizzying array of options laid out before you.
It absolutely can be. And this is precisely where developing concepts like mindful eating and intuitive eating become incredibly valuable tools. They offer a kind of compass in that overwhelming buffet.
Okay, so mindful and intuitive eating, what does that actually mean?
Well, first, what it isn't. It isn't about labeling foods as good or bad. That kind of black and white moralistic thinking often leads straight to guilt, shame, and a restrictive mindset.
Which can backfire.
Exactly. It can then trigger overeating or get you stuck in that cycle of binging and restricting. Instead, mindful and intuitive eating are about cultivating a deeper connection with your own body and its internal signals. It's about trusting your own innate wisdom. At its core, it's really about genuinely listening to your body. Pausing to ask yourself, am I experiencing genuine physical hunger cues right now? Like a rumbling stomach, maybe feeling a bit lightheaded, low energy?
Yeah.
Or am I just reaching for food because I'm bored sitting in my dorm room, or stressed about an upcoming assignment, or procrastinating on something I really don't want to do, or simply because food is right there and available?
That distinction is key.
It's huge. Intuitive eating means honoring your hunger cues when they arise, eating until you're comfortably full, which is different from being painfully stuffed, something that can be really tempting in an all-you-can-eat setting.
Oh yeah, been there.
And, crucially, giving yourself unconditional permission to enjoy all kinds of foods without guilt or shame attached. It's about recognizing that all foods can fit into a healthy, balanced pattern when consumed with awareness and in response to your body's true physical and emotional needs. It's really about finding freedom and peace, not imposing more restrictions.
I remember the sheer novelty of the college dining hall. It was honestly like a giant buffet every single day.
It can feel like that.
I could have sugary cereal for dinner if I wanted, pizza for breakfast, ice cream, literally whenever I felt like it.
Yeah.
Felt like ultimate freedom, truly revolutionary after years of mostly home-cooked meals. But it was also a really quick and sometimes kind of painful lesson in how easy it is to overdo it when you don't have those ingrained habits yet or those external structures you were used to.
Yeah, the guardrails are gone.
Exactly. It took time and some trial and error to learn what actually felt good for my body long term, not just what tasted good in that immediate moment.
Right.
The idea of mindful eating back then would have been like revolutionary for me.
Right.
I definitely had to learn the hard way that total freedom without some internal wisdom or awareness can actually be a bit of a trap.
And that's exactly the point. It's a process. It's a journey of learning and self-discovery, not about getting it perfect from day one.
Okay.
It's about building a relationship of trust with your body, recognizing its inherent wisdom, and consciously moving away from those external rules or rigid diet culture messages that try to dictate what, when, and how much you should be eating. It's about acknowledging that sometimes, yes, a piece of pizza shared with new friends is exactly what you need and desire for both physical satisfaction and social nourishment. That connection is important too. And other times, your body might genuinely crave something fresh and vibrant, like a big crunchy salad or some fruit. Both are okay. Neither choice should come with a side order of guilt or moral judgment. It's really about finding that balance, listening intently, and treating yourself with compassion through the learning process.
Okay. So what does all this mean for you, the listener, as you're trying to navigate this exciting but, yeah, complex new chapter? How do we actually put this body positive, intuition-driven approach into practice amidst the chaos and the freedom of college life?
Right, the practical application.
Exactly. It's definitely not about finding some rigid college diet plan.
Mm,
Those rarely work long-term anyway.
Right.
They all just pile on more stress and anxiety, which is the last thing you need.
totally counterproductive.
Instead, it's about building a versatile, adaptable toolkit of sustainable habits. Think of it like your personal wellness arsenal, right? Designed to support you through all the ups and downs. And we think there are 3 key areas to really focus on building.
Okay, the first key area is really about fueling your body and brain intentionally. And notice the word fuel.
Fuel, not just food.
Exactly. Instead of obsessing over calories or meticulously counting macros, which can become exhausting, try to reframe your thinking about nutrition as the vital fuel for your entire system. Your brain especially needs good, consistent fuel to power through those challenging lectures, those intense late-night study sessions, and all those complex problem-solving moments that are just integral to learning and succeeding in college.
That's right. Brain food is real.
Absolutely. What you eat directly impacts your cognitive function, your ability to focus, your memory consolidation, your alertness, and even your overall mood. Think of your brain like a high-performance laptop. You wouldn't try to run complex software on an empty battery or power it with, sugary soda if you wanted peak performance for a big exam. So when you're at the dining hall, faced with all those options, try a really simple but effective visual trick. Make your plate a kaleidoscope of color.
Ooh, I like that. Colorful plate.
Yeah. Aim to fill about half of it with colorful fruits and vegetables. This is a great shortcut to ensure you're getting a broad spectrum of essential vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. Fiber is super important for sustained energy, good gut health, and helping you feel full and satisfied.
Okay, half the plate is fruits and veggies. What about the other half?
Good question. Then add a source of lean protein. That could be chicken, fish, tofu, beans, lentils, eggs. Protein is absolutely essential for building and repairing tissues, but crucially for energy levels, it helps you feel full and satisfied for longer.
Okay.
This helps prevent those quick energy crashes that might send you reaching for another snack just an hour after your meal, and pair that protein with some complex carbohydrates.
Like what?
Things like brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat pasta, sweet potatoes, oats. These provide a sustained, steady release of energy into your bloodstream, unlike simple sugars found in white bread or sugary drinks that give you that quick spike, followed by the inevitable slump.
Okay, that makes so much sense. It's really about empowering yourself with choices that genuinely support your mental and physical output, not just satisfying an immediate craving or habit.
Exactly.
But what about those times when you're back in your dorm, maybe studying late, or you're rushing between classes, and the dining hall just isn't a feasible option right then? How do you maintain that intentional fueling approach?
That's an excellent and very realistic point. This is where a little planning ahead makes a huge difference. To make the healthy choice, the easy choice.
The path of least resistance.
Precisely. Strategically stock your mini fridge and maybe a drawer in your desk with nutrient-dense, easy-to-grab snacks.
Okay, like what kind of things?
Think single-serving Greek yogurts, great source of protein and probiotics. Apples, bananas, oranges, easy grab-and-go fruit servings. Maybe some single-serving hummus packs with baby carrots or whole grain crackers.
Oh yeah, those are good.
A handful of nuts like almonds or walnuts for healthy fats, protein, and fiber. These are fantastic because they provide sustained energy and satiety without a lot of fuss. Having these readily available means you're far less likely to just grab chips or candy from a vending machine out of sheer convenience or extreme hunger when you're rushing or deep into a study session.
Right. Preparation is key.
Preparation in advance is absolutely your secret weapon against making less than ideal choices under pressure. And something else that is so simple but so crucial and often overlooked, please hydrate.
Water. Yes.
Water is absolutely crucial for literally every single bodily function. It massively impacts your energy levels, your ability to focus and concentrate, your digestion, your skin health, your overall wellness. Often what you might perceive as hunger or that mid-afternoon fatigue might actually be your body signaling mild dehydration.
Really, I've heard that.
It's very common. So make it a habit. Carry a reusable water bottle with you everywhere, to class, to the library, to the gym. Just have it with you. Sipping water consistently throughout the day can significantly boost your energy and concentration, help prevent headaches, and it's honestly one of the simplest, most effective things you can do for your health, often forgotten in the general flurry of college life.
Okay, that's great practical advice on fuel. The second area for your wellness toolkit is to embrace mindful movement. And notice I specifically didn't say exercise.
Important distinction.
Right. The word exercise often feels like a punishment, doesn't it? Or maybe a chore, like something you have to do to burn off what you ate or something you just dread and want to get over with as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it has negative connotations for a lot of people.
Well, it really does. That kind of thinking immediately sets up this negative, almost punitive relationship with physical activity, turning it into a source of stress rather than a source of joy or relief. So let's actively try to reframe it as movement. The goal here isn't necessarily to hit a specific calorie burn target or achieve a certain body shape or fit into a particular size of jeans.
Right. Let go of those external goals.
Exactly. The goal is to find ways to move your body that you genuinely enjoy and that make you feel good physically and mentally. This is key because enjoyment is what makes it sustainable long term.
Absolutely. If you hate it, you won't stick with it.
For sure. So maybe it's as simple as walking to class instead of taking the shuttle. Maybe putting on a podcast or music you love while you walk. Explore the campus on foot. Discover new parts of your college town by walking or biking. Perhaps you join an intramural soccer team or a dance club, maybe a hiking group through student activities. Or try a campus yoga or spin class if that appeals to you.
Lots of options usually.
Or you know what? If you're feeling it, just have an impromptu dance party in your dorm room with your friends. That totally counts. I remember in college, I finally stopped forcing myself to do things I absolutely hated at the gym, like running on a treadmill, watching the clock tick by.
Ugh, the treadmill dread.
Totally. And instead, I discovered how much I genuinely loved playing Ultimate Frisbee out on the quad.
Oh, fun.
It didn't feel like exercise at all because I was laughing, I was having fun with friends, I was focused on the game. The act of moving my body became this source of joy and major stress relief, not just a means to an end like weight control.
That's the sweet spot.
Exactly. The real goal of mindful movement isn't primarily to conform to some ideal body shape or burn maximum calories. It's to reduce stress, boost your mood through those lovely endorphins, improve your sleep quality, and quite simply, to celebrate what your body can do, its strength, its flexibility, its incredible capacity for joy and movement. Find what lights you up, find what feels good, and your body, and definitely your mind, will thank you for it.
Okay. And the third, and arguably the most important piece of your whole college wellness toolkit, is to consciously practice self-compassion.
Self-compassion. Okay.
Let's be really real about this. Your first year of college is a roller coaster. It just is. You will face immense academic pressure, new social anxieties, maybe moments of intense homesickness, alongside these incredible new freedoms and opportunities.
A lot.
It's a huge amount of change all at once. And because of that, there will be days where maybe you eat nothing but cereal and instant noodles because you're stressed out, you're out of grocery money, or you're just plain tired and completely overwhelmed.
Been there.
There will definitely be days where you're too exhausted or feel totally swamped with work to go to the gym or go for that run, even if you had planned to. And that is absolutely unequivocally okay. It's part of the human experience, especially during transition. It's so crucial to really internalize this. Your worth as a human being is not and never will be measured by your productivity level on any given day, by your grades in your classes, or by the number that shows up on a scale.
Say that again. That's important.
Your inherent value as a person remains constant, regardless of these external metrics or achievements. This is a time of immense growth and challenge and setbacks, imperfect days, feeling like you messed up, moments of struggle. These are a natural and totally unavoidable part of that process. Expect them, plan for them, and please don't let them derail you completely. So when those moments inevitably come, and they will, pay very close attention to your self-talk. How are you speaking to yourself in your head? Try, consciously, to talk to yourself like you would talk to a kind, understanding, and really supportive friend who is going through the exact same thing.
Okay.
Would you harshly criticize a good friend for having an off day? Or for making less than perfect food choices when they're drowning in midterms? Of course you wouldn't.
No, you'd be supportive.
You'd offer understanding, empathy, encouragement. You'd tell them it's okay, tomorrow's a new day. So try to ditch the negative self-talk, that really harsh inner critic that often holds us to these impossible standards of perfection.
Easier said than done sometimes. Oh, absolutely. It takes practice. But instead of thinking, ugh, I'm so lazy and useless for not going to the gym today, try reframing it gently to something like, wow, I'm clearly really tired today and my body needs rest more than a workout. I'll aim to get back to movement tomorrow when I feel more refreshed.
Okay.
Or instead of, oh my God, I completely blew my healthy eating today, I'm such a failure, try something like, okay, today was challenging and I made some choices that didn't feel the best for my body in the long run. That's okay. Tomorrow's a new day, and I can make different choices then without needing to feel guilty about today.
That distinction is so powerful, isn't it? Because we are often our own harshest critics, especially when we're in a new environment like college, where maybe we're trying so hard to prove ourselves to be perfect, to measure up.
The pressure is immense.
So how do we even begin to cultivate that kinder inner voice when everything in our world, from social media filters to academic expectations, might be telling us constantly to push harder, to be flawless? It's a really monumental shift for many people.
That's a fantastic and very real question. It's definitely a practice, not a switch you flip. It often begins with just mindfulness, simply noticing the negative self-talk when it pops up, without immediately judging yourself for having the thought. Just observe it. There's that critical voice again.
Okay, just knows it first.
Yeah. Then it's about consciously, intentionally offering yourself the same kindness and understanding you'd automatically offer to a close friend in the same situation. You might even literally place a hand over your heart, take a breath, and quietly say something compassionate to yourself like, this is really hard right now, or it's okay to struggle. This isn't about letting yourself off the hook for responsibilities or making excuses. It's about treating yourself with basic dignity and understanding so that you can respond to challenges more effectively and resiliently rather than just reacting from a place of shame or self-blame.
Respond, not react. I like that.
And finally, and this is so important, if you find you're struggling significantly with your mental health, maybe persistent anxiety or low mood, with your relationship with food, perhaps disordered eating patterns, or just with your overall well-being and adjustment to college, please utilize the resources available to you on campus.
There for a reason.
Exactly. Every campus has incredible support systems designed specifically to help students navigate this challenging transition. Campus counseling services are there to support your mental health, offering a safe, confidential space to process stress, anxiety, homesickness, relationship issues, or body image concerns. Student health services can provide guidance on nutrition, sleep hygiene, general physical well-being, and can offer referrals if you need more specialized care. These resources exist solely to support you, and reaching out for that support is a profound sign of strength and self-compassion, never weakness. Honestly, the ability to be kind to yourself and extend understanding, especially during difficult times, builds remarkable mental and emotional resilience. It's a skill that will serve you not just through your college years, but throughout your entire life. It's truly an investment in your future self.
Okay. So let's bring it all back home. This deep dive has really shown us, I hope, that the freshman 15 is largely a fear-mongering myth.
Built on hype?
Right. Perpetuated by diet culture and maybe broader societal anxieties. Often built on exaggerated or misunderstood data.
Yeah.
A healthy and thriving transition to college life isn't about fighting your body or forcing it into some unnatural state of being.
No.
It's really about understanding it, respecting it, and working with it as it naturally adapts to this monumental life change. It's about prioritizing sleep, really recognizing its foundational role in basically everything. Your physical health, your mental clarity, your emotional stability.
Can't overstate sleep.
It's about embracing intuitive eating and fueling yourself with kindness and awareness, learning to listen to your body's true needs, rather than just external rules or fleeting emotional urges.
Listening within.
It's about finding genuine joy in mindful movement, celebrating what your body can do, moving it in ways that reduce stress and feel good and sustainable for you.
Yes.
And maybe most of all, it's about practicing profound self-compassion, understanding that this new journey will absolutely have its ups and downs, and that your worth as a person is always inherent, never, ever tied to a number on a scale or a moment of perceived imperfection.
Your time in college, it's really about discovery, isn't it? It's about expanding your mind in the classroom, yes, but also building incredible friendships, learning about yourself, and laying the foundation for the rest of your life.
Those are true.
The habits of self-kindness, making mindful choices, practicing genuine self-care that you cultivate now, these will ripple through your entire future. They equip you with resilience, adaptability, and a much healthier relationship with yourself that extends far, far beyond your college years.
This period is such a unique opportunity to truly define what wellness means to you on your own terms, independent of all those external pressures. Think of it as gaining invaluable life skills, not just academic credits on a transcript.
Your body is your home for this incredible new adventure, this whole journey of self-discovery and learning that is college. So treat it with kindness, nourish it with compassion, and really try to listen to what it truly needs to thrive. The most important things you can possibly gain in your first year of college are confidence, knowledge, incredible friendships, and a deeper, more loving understanding of yourself, not an obsession with a meaningless number. That's the real win. That's the real goal. Thanks so much for tuning in to The Deep Dive. Be kind to yourself always, and we'll talk to you next time.